The message came at 2:47 a.m. Chioma Nwosu stared at her husband's phone screen, her hands trembling in the darkness of the bedroom in Ikoyi, Lagos. The phone had buzzed beside her, while Emeka snored peacefully, and she'd picked it up without thinking. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Same hotel, room 304. I love you more than she ever could." The sender's name was saved as Office Don't Answer. Chioma felt something inside her shatter, not break. Shattering implied it was whole to begin with. This was more like discovering it had always been broken, and she'd just been too blind to see the cracks. She looked at her husband of 8 years, Emeka Nwosu, CEO of Nwosu Industries, philanthropist, deacon at their church, father of their 2 children, sleeping peacefully down the hall. The man who'd promised before God and their families to love only her. The man who was texting another woman at 2:47 a.m. Chioma didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, she did what any woman with resources and rage would do. She hired a private investigator. What came back 3 weeks later destroyed her. Photos of Emeka with not 1, but 3 different women. Bank statements showing he'd emptied their joint savings. Money she'd contributed from her inheritance to buy one of them a car. Text messages planning their future together after he handled the wife's situation. But the worst part, the investigator had also looked into her family. Her best friend, Adeyis, the one who'd held her hand through miscarriages and celebrated her victories, had been sleeping with Emeka for 2 years. Her brother, Chukwudi, whom she'd put through university, had been embezzling from the family business her father left her. Her mother-in-law, who called her "my daughter," had been poisoning Emeka's mind against her from day one, calling her barren despite 2 children, lazy despite running a successful boutique, and unworthy of their family name. Chioma sat in a Range Rover outside a cafe in Victoria Island, the investigation report in her lap, and felt something cold settle over her heart. Who actually loved her? Really loved her? She pulled out her phone and searched how to fake your own death. Dr. Olumide Bankole looked up from his desk at the private hospital in Lekki, studying the woman sitting across from him. "You want me to help you fake your death?" he repeated slowly, as if saying it again would make it make sense. "Yes," Chioma said calmly. She'd known Olumide since secondary school. He was one of the few people she trusted, mainly because he'd moved back from Canada just 6 months ago and hadn't been around long enough to betray her yet. "Why?" "I need to know the truth, Olumide. I need to see who really cares, who mourns, who celebrates, who shows their true face when they think I'm gone." She slid the investigation report across his desk. "Read it." Olumide read in silence, his expression darkening with each page. When he finished, he looked at her with something like pity. "Chioma, I'm so sorry, but don't tell me to confront them. Don't tell me to get therapy. Don't tell me there's another way. I've spent 8 years being the perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect daughter-in-law. I've given everything. And all I want, all I need, is to know if any of it mattered." Olumide was quiet for a long moment. "What about your children?" Chioma's mask cracked for the first time. "My children will be with my aunt in Enugu. She's the only one who's never asked me for anything. She'll keep them safe while I'm dead." "How long?" 2 weeks. That's all. 2 weeks to see who they really are. Then I come back. "And if you don't like what you see?" Chioma smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Then at least I'll know the truth. The car accident was spectacular. Kioma's white Mercedes, the one Emeka had bought her for the anniversary, she now knew, using her own inheritance money, plunged off Third Mainland Bridge in the middle of the night. Witnesses saw it happen. The car burst into flames on impact. Firefighters recovered a body, burned beyond recognition, but matching Kioma's height and build. The medical examiner, Dr. Olumide, confirmed the identity through dental records. Faked. The death certificate was issued within 24 hours. Chioma Nwosu, aged 32, was officially dead. And Kioma, very much alive, watched from a rented apartment in Festac town, with wigs, glasses, and surveillance equipment that would make a spy jealous. She planted cameras in their house, in her boutique, in her brother's office, even in Adaiza's bedroom. Legally questionable, morally justified, she told herself. Now, it was time to see who really loved her. The funeral arrangements began immediately, and Kioma watched on hidden cameras and listened through books. Her husband's reaction was the first blow. Emeka got the call while in a hotel room, not room 3 or 4, but close enough. He was with woman number 2, a girl barely 23 who worked as his assistant. What? Emeka's face went pale. No, that's not. When? The girl, naked on the hotel sheets, asked. What's wrong? My wife. Car accident. She's dead. For a moment, Kioma's heart hoped. Maybe he'd cry. Maybe he'd show remorse. Maybe. Shit, Emeka said, running his hands through his hair. This is terrible timing. The life insurance doesn't pay out for accidents until 6 months. And her properties. I need to check if they're in her name or the family trust. The girl sat up. Does this mean we can be together now? Emeka turned to her, and Kioma saw his expression. It wasn't grief. It was calculation. We have to wait a respectful amount of time, maybe 6 months. But yes, baby, this might work out. Kioma felt bile rise in her throat. She wanted to vomit. Instead, she kept watching. Her best friend, Adaiz, was next. Kioma watched as Adaiz sat in the living room of Kioma's house, her house, with Emeka, supposedly comforting him. I can't believe she's gone, Adaiz said, dabbing her eyes with tissue. But the camera caught what Emeka couldn't see. Adaiz was checking her reflection in the window, making sure her tears didn't ruin her makeup. You should stay here tonight, Emeka said. The house feels so empty without her. Are you sure that's appropriate? Adaiz asked, but her hand was already on his arm. She'd want you to take care of me. You were her best friend. That night, Chioma watched her husband and best friend sleep together in the guest room. They were careful not to use the master bedroom. Some lines, even they wouldn't cross, but they crossed enough. Chukwudi's reaction was perhaps the most painful. Chioma watched him in his office at the family business, the business the father had built, that she'd been managing while her brother learned the ropes. He was on the phone with someone, grinning. Yes, she's dead. Finally. No, I'm devastated. Of course. He laughed. The properties all go to her children, but I'm the trustee until they turn 18. That's 16 years of access to everything. The boutique alone makes 20 million naira a year. A pause. The husband, he'll get the life insurance, but the real assets were all hers, family money. And now, it's mine to manage. Another pause. No, I feel terrible. Obviously, she was my sister. But business is business. Kioma felt tears streaming down her face. Her brother, her baby brother, whom she'd raised after their father died, whom she'd loved unconditionally. He'd been waiting for her to die. The funeral was held at a massive church in Victoria Island. Hundreds attended. Chioma watched from the back, hidden behind dark sunglasses and a headscarf, looking like just another distant relative. Emeka gave a moving eulogy about his beloved wife. He cried, real tears. He spoke of their love, their children, their life together. If Kioma hadn't watched him in bed with Adaize the night before, she might have believed him. Adaize read a poem about friendship that she'd apparently stolen from the internet. Chukwudi spoke about family legacy and promised to honor his sister's memory by taking care of everything she'd built. The children, bless them, cried genuine tears. That hurt most of all. Her babies, grieving for her while surrounded by wolves. But then, something unexpected happened. A woman stood up. Someone Kioma didn't recognize. She was elderly, dressed in simple clothes, and she walked to the front with a cane. "Excuse me," the woman said, her voice cutting through the fake grief. "I have something to say." The pastor looked uncomfortable. "Madam, this isn't. My name is Grace Obi. I was Kioma's housekeeper for 6 years before I retired last year." She turned to face the crowd. "And I need to tell you all something about the woman you're pretending to mourn." Kioma leaned forward. She didn't remember setting up this part. Grace's voice rang out clear and strong. Kioma Nwosu was the kindest woman I ever worked for. When my daughter got sick, she paid for the surgery, didn't tell anyone, just did it. When my husband died, she paid for the funeral and gave me 3 months paid leave to grieve. Grace pointed at Emeka. "But you, I cleaned this house for 6 years. I saw the lipstick on your collar, the perfume that wasn't hers, the secret phones. I saw everything." Emeka's face went pale. "This is inappropriate." "Inappropriate?" Grace's laugh was bitter. "What's inappropriate is you standing there crying over a woman you were planning to divorce. I heard you on the phone with your lawyer 2 weeks before she died. How can I keep the money and get rid of the wife?" That's what you said. The church erupted in murmurs. Grace turned to Adaize. "And you, best friend, I served you tea in her house while you plotted behind her back. I know what you did." "I saw the messages on your phone when you left it on the kitchen counter." Adaize stood up, face flushed. "You're lying. You're just a bitter old woman." "Am I?" Grace pulled out a phone, an old model, but functional. "I kept records, photos, recordings, because I loved that woman, and I knew someday someone would need to know the truth." Kioma's hands covered her mouth. Grace. Simple, quiet Grace, whom she'd barely thought about, beyond Christmas bonuses and occasional small talk. Grace had been watching. Grace had been protecting her, even after death. "So you all can cry your fake tears," Grace finished. "But God sees everything, and Kioma deserved better than every single one of you." She walked out, leaving chaos in her wake. That night, Kioma sat in her apartment, reeling. Everything had gone according to plan. She'd seen their true faces. She'd gotten her answer. Nobody loved her, or almost nobody. Her phone rang. A burner phone, only one person had the number to. "Did you set that up?" Kioma asked. When she answered, Dr. Olumide's voice came through. "Set what up?" "The housekeeper, Grace." I have no idea what you're talking about. After hanging up, Kioma pulled out her laptop and did what she should have done a long time ago. She looked into Grace Obi's background. What she found made her start to cry all over again. Grace wasn't just a housekeeper. She'd been a social worker for 30 years before retirement. She dedicated her life to helping domestic violence victims and abused women. And she'd seen in Kioma what Kioma hadn't been able to see in herself. Someone who needed saving. Grace had documented everything as insurance. If Emeka ever became violent, if things ever escalated, Grace had been building a case, gathering evidence, protecting Kioma from the shadows. Someone had loved her, had truly loved her, just not the people she expected. Kioma spent 3 more days watching the cameras. She watched Emeka move Adaeze into the house within a week. She watched Chukwudi start selling off her boutique inventory. She watched her mother-in-law throw away all her photos, saying good riddance when she thought nobody was listening. But she also saw other things. She saw Grace visit her children every day, bringing food, reading stories, being the grandmother they needed. She saw Dr. Olumide checking on her kids at school, making sure they were coping. She saw her aunt in Enugu light a candle every night and pray, really pray, for Kioma's soul. And she saw something else, something that changed everything. On day 12, Kioma's doorbell rang at the Festac apartment. She froze. Nobody knew she was here. She'd been so careful. To the people, she saw Emeka. Panic seized her. How did he find her? Had she made a mistake? Was she in danger? She considered not answering, but curiosity won. She cracked the door open, keeping the chain locked. "Can I help you?" she asked, disguising her voice. Emeka looked terrible, not grief-stricken, but nervous, scared even. "I'm looking for my wife," he said. Kioma's heart stopped. "Your wife is dead. The funeral was..." "No." Emeka's voice was strange, desperate. "No, she's not. I know she's not." He pulled out his phone and showed her a video. It was footage from a street camera near the bridge. Footage showing someone leaving Chioma's car minutes before it went into the water. "I hired a forensic investigator," Emeka continued. Something felt wrong about the accident. Too convenient. Too perfect. He looked up at her, and his eyes were different, clear, sober. "I think she faked her death." Kioma felt the world tilt. "Why would she do that?" "Because I gave her every reason to want to disappear." Emeka's voice cracked. "Because I'm a terrible person who destroyed the only good thing in my life." He slumped against the door frame, and Kioma smelled it. Whiskey. He was drunk. "I know about all of it," he continued. "After she died, after I thought she died, I couldn't sleep. The guilt. So I went through everything. I found her investigation report. The one about me, about Adaeze, about everyone." Kioma's blood ran cold. She'd left the report in her office drawer at home, locked away. She knew, Emeka whispered. She knew everything, and she could have taken me for everything, exposed me, destroyed me. But instead, she disappeared. She just left. "Why are you here?" Kioma asked, her disguised voice wavering. Emeka looked at the door, as if he could see through it to the woman he was really talking to. "Because I don't deserve forgiveness. Because I don't deserve another chance. But I need her to know, whoever she is, wherever she is, that I'm sorry, that I was blind, that I lost the most precious thing I ever had, because I was too stupid to see what was right in front of me." He pulled out an envelope and slid it under the door. These are divorce papers, signed. Everything goes to her. All of it. The house, the cars, everything. I don't want anything except for her to know that I finally see. I finally understand what I destroyed. He started to walk away, then turned back. And tell her, if you see her, tell her that Grace was right. She deserved better. Better than me. Better than all of us. Kioma sat on her apartment floor, the envelope in her hands, crying harder than she'd cried through this entire ordeal. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. She was supposed to catch them all being heartless, prove they never loved her, justify her anger. But this complicated everything. She called Dr. Olumide. I need to come back, she said. I need to resurrect. Are you sure? You still have 2 days. I'm sure, but I need you to do something first. The press conference was held at the Nwosu family estate. Chioma Nwosu walked in, very much alive, flanked by Dr. Olumide and Grace Obi. The cameras went wild. The children screamed and ran to her, and she held them like she'd never let go. I apologize for the deception, Kioma said into the microphones. What I did was extreme, but I needed to know the truth. And now, I do. She pulled out a tablet and played compilation footage from her cameras. Everything. The affairs, the embezzlement, the fake grief, all of it. These people, she said, pointing at Emeka, Adaize, and Chukwudi, who stood in the back of the room, will be facing legal consequences for their actions. Adultery isn't illegal, but fraud and embezzlement are. Chukwudi ran. Security caught him. Adaize tried to approach. Kioma, please, I can explain. No, Kioma said simply. No more explanations, no more lies. Then she turned to Emeka. The room went silent. You found me, she said quietly. How? Emeka stepped forward, looking hollowed out. I'm a terrible husband, but I was a good businessman. I know how to investigate. I know how to find patterns. And I knew you, the real you, well enough to know you'd need to see the truth before you could walk away. And now I sign whatever you want me to sign. I leave however you want me to leave. I just need you to know. His voice broke. I just need you to know that losing you, even for 2 weeks, showed me what I'd really lost. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it was what happened next that truly broke Kioma. Grace stepped forward with a folder of her own. Child, Grace said gently, before you make any decisions, you need to see this. She handed Kioma the folder. Inside were medical records, test results, doctor's reports, all for Emeka. What is this? Kioma asked, confused. He's sick, Grace said softly. Stage 3 brain tumor, diagnosed 18 months ago. That's when everything changed, isn't it? When the affair started, when he became someone you didn't recognize. Chioma's hand started shaking as she read. The tumor was inoperable, located in the frontal lobe, affecting personality, judgment, impulse control. The doctor said he might not even remember doing half the things he did. Grace continued. The man you married, he's still in there, but he's being drowned out by something he can't control. Kioma looked at Emeka, who was crying silently. I didn't want you to know, he said. I didn't want you to stay out of pity. I thought if I pushed you away, if I made you hate me, it would be easier when he couldn't finish. When you died, Kioma whispered. Yes. The room spun. This was the twist she hadn't seen coming. The truth that shattered everything. Her husband hadn't stopped loving her. He had been dying, and his dying brain had sabotaged everything they built. The affairs, she asked, barely able to speak, started after the diagnosis. I don't even remember most of it. There are whole weeks that are just gone. Grace found the medical records when she was documenting everything else. She was going to tell you, but then I died first, Kioma finished. Kioma sat in her mother's house in Enugu that night. Her real mother, who'd been dead for 10 years, but whose memory she needed now. Grace sat beside her, holding her hand. "What do I do?" Kioma asked. "How do I forgive someone who destroyed me but didn't mean to? How do I hate someone who's dying? How do I mourn someone who's still alive?" "You don't," Grace said simply. "You just love them, however you can, for however long you have." What about Adai's, my brother, all the others who weren't sick, who were just terrible? Those are different choices. But that's not what's breaking you right now, is it? Kioma shook her head. "I faked my death to find out who loved me. And the answer is so much more complicated than I wanted it to be." She thought about the investigation, about Emeka's affairs, her brother's embezzlement, Adai's betrayal. All of it real, all of it painful. But she also thought about Emeka searching for her, about the divorce papers giving her everything, about a dying man trying to set her free. She thought about Grace, documenting evidence to protect her, about Dr. Olumide risking his career to help her, about her aunt praying every night. The truth was messy. The truth was complicated. The truth broke her heart in ways she never expected. But the truth had also shown us something crucial. Love wasn't simple. Love wasn't just one thing. Love was Grace, protecting her from the shadows. Love was Emeka, pushing her away so she wouldn't watch him die. Love was her children, crying real tears. Love was Dr. Olumide, asking if she was sure before he helped her come back. Love was there, just not where she'd been looking. 6 months later, Emeka died on a Tuesday morning in their master bedroom, Chioma holding his hand. The tumor had progressed quickly after the diagnosis became public. In his final months, with proper medication and treatment, glimpses of the old Emeka had returned. The man who'd fallen in love with her at university. The man who'd promised forever. "I'm sorry," he whispered in his last days, "for all of it, even the parts I can't remember." "I know," Kioma said. "I forgive you." And she meant it. The funeral, his real funeral, was smaller, more intimate. Only people who'd actually loved him attended. Kioma didn't cry this time. She'd done her crying already. This time, she simply said goodbye to the man he'd been, not the person the tumor had made him become. Her brother went to prison for embezzlement. Adai's moved away, and Kioma never spoke to her again. But Grace became a permanent part of their lives. A grandmother to her children, a mother figure to Kioma. "Do you regret it?" Dr. Olumide asked one day over coffee. "Faking your death?" Kioma thought about it. "No, I needed to see the truth. Even though it broke me, especially because it broke me. Why? Because the truth, the real truth, wasn't that nobody loved me. It was that love is more complicated than I thought. It's messy and broken, and sometimes it looks like betrayal when it's actually protection. Sometimes it looks like cruelty when it's actually sacrifice." She smiled, sad but genuine. "I faked my death to see who loved me, and the truth broke me. But it also freed me, because now I know what real love looks like. And it's not perfect, it's just present. Even in the darkest moments, Grace joined them, sliding into the booth with her usual grace. "How are my grandbabies?" she asked. "Perfect," Kioma said, "because they have you." Later, driving home through Lagos traffic, Kioma told about the woman she'd been 2 weeks into a fake death. Angry, bitter, certain of everyone's betrayal. She'd been so sure that faking her death would reveal that nobody truly loved her. Instead, it had revealed something far more devastating and beautiful. Love had been there all along, in unexpected places, in imperfect people, in complicated truths. And sometimes, the hardest part of love isn't finding it. It's recognizing it when it doesn't look the way you expected. Welcome to African Folklore Vault. If Kioma's story moved you, hit subscribe to follow more powerful African folklore and cinematic tales. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this story. Your support helps the forest whisper new legends.